Well, good morning to you, Kentuckiana. It is 6 a.m. here on your Finally Friday.
Finally Friday, and finally August, too.
Yeah, it's a good week, Matt, to do a lot of firsts. So the first day of August, it's not a first Friday of anything, but it's a Friday, which is great. And it is the first day of some really, really well-expected good weather.
What a way to kick off the new month. You know, temperatures are going to be perfect today. I mean, whatever plan you may have this afternoon or evening, I hope it involves being outdoors because it is going to be a beautiful afternoon for us. We've been waiting on these temperatures. We're still in between the upper 60s and lower 70s across downtown, but those winds out of the northeast around 10 miles per hour, that's continuing to bring in those cooler temperatures this morning. Those 60s starting to make their way closer and closer to the Ohio River. I'm expecting the 60s to pop up for the rest of us just before sunrise. So 68 for you folks near Elizabethtown, 68 Springfield, 65 Shelbyville. I'm expecting the 60s start arriving for us here in the Louisville Metro in the next few hours as well. Just as we go later on into the day, we will see a very sunny stretch. You'll notice that we're not tracking any more showers or additional clouds throughout the morning. We're going to stay quiet and dry all throughout our day. You'll notice that our satellite and radar continuing to see these clouds gradually break apart. We're just a few moments away from sunrise, and those dew points continuing to drop as well. So whenever we see these dew point values get lower, that means that the air is feeling lighter, way more comfortable. As we head throughout the rest of our morning hours, you can expect those skies to stay sunny and quiet. Throughout the afternoon, we'll see temperatures only reaching about the lower 80s. And once we trend our way into the later hours of the evening, we'll still remain under this clear and quiet pattern. Temperatures are expected to reach the lower 60s to start off our Saturday morning. So it is going to be a beautiful start to the weekend. We'll have all the details about that weekend forecast coming up in just a few short minutes. Here's a quick check of traffic this morning. So far, everything is moving along just fine in and out of the Louisville Metro. The drive speeds are looking good. If we have any holdups, we'll let you know. Grace, Jim.
Thank you, Matt. Our top story this morning, new details about the Jeffersonville house explosion we first told you about right here on Good Morning Kentuckiana.
5 people were hurt, all of them with life-threatening injuries. And now Jeffersonville police believe that there was no foul play involved. But still, as of this morning, they don't know how this happened.
WHAS11's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Aspen Hester went back to the neighborhood where neighbors remember another home explosion 6 years ago.
From the Sky 11 drone, the scorched remains of a Jeffersonville home explosion that's given 5 people life-threatening injuries, suffering severe burns. The emergency responders are now gone. Fencing is put up around what's left of the property on Washington Way. The home exploded just after 11:30 Wednesday night. Police say there was no foul play involved, specifically no evidence of malicious intent.
Pieces of insulation and ashes and the smell.
Next to the destroyed home, Benita Kahn cleans off her mother's porch. She's concerned for the man who is the main resident of the rented home. His car now crushed.
Because he's worked so hard to have what he has. And I don't know what he's going to do, and I'm worried about him.
The foundation now exposed, debris left around what used to be a home here. Kahn is just happy that the renter of this home wasn't here, and neither was his 5-year-old kid.
You know, he's a good kid. I love him. Love his little boy. He'll bounce back. He'll figure it out. He's got a lot of people praying for him, a lot of people that care about him.
The homes are separated by a tree line from the fatal explosion in 2019 off Assembly Road. This one was caused by a gas leak. 6 years later, a new home stands on the lot. The neighborhood is worried about the similarities and close proximity of the 2 explosions. Although the gas company Centerpoint says there are no leaks and Jeffersonville Fire continues their investigation.
My main focus is, to continue talking with neighbors, checking in on people.
Evan Stoner, City Council President, was at the scene.
That's what you do when you have an incident like this where there's some serious trauma.
Police also urging others to stop rumors about what could have happened. In Jeffersonville, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 on your side.
The house that exploded yesterday backs up to the scene of that other deadly explosion from 2019. 1 person died in that incident and 3 others were hurt. Officials said gas filled the Assembly Road home for 12 hours leading up to the explosion. At the time, the company Vectren provided gas to the subdivision. It's since merged with Centerpoint. A judge ruled in March of this year that Indiana Gas Company was not liable for the explosion because a gas cap had been removed inside the home for an unknown reason. The plaintiffs have appealed.
The man who Bardstown police say shot at officers and barricaded himself inside a house for 5 hours on Wednesday night will see a judge next week. Bardstown police say 43-year-old Travis Bowman was armed and aggressive when they responded to a shots fired call in the 100 block of Evergreen Court around 10 o'clock on Wednesday night. They say Bowman barricaded himself inside the home, and over the next few hours, he fired multiple rounds at officers, including a Kentucky State Police special response team that was on scene helping. Eventually, he was taken into custody and is being held now in the Nelson County Correctional Center. He's charged with both attempted murder and wanton endangerment of a first responder. He's set to see a judge on August 5th at 1:30. A Jefferson County grand jury has chosen not to indict a Metro police officer on any charges after she was involved in a deadly crash earlier this year.
The decision yesterday cleared Officer Alyssa Beagle of a potential second-degree murder charge. In April, Beagle responded to a request for help from EMS, and that's when she ended up crashing into another vehicle. The driver, 61-year-old Charles Briscoe, died at the scene. Dash cam footage showed Officer Beagle weaving through traffic and intersections, all without her emergency lights or sirens on. The grand jury returned a no true bill, meaning no charges against Beagle. Metro Police say an internal investigation is ongoing. And Louisville's Inspector General's office is responding to new pushback from LMPD. Yesterday, the department said it disagrees with a recent OIG report, which said a former LMPD officer violated policy in a deadly shooting. In August of 2023, LMPD responded to reports of a man shooting a gun on Frankfort Avenue. Body camera video shows Officer Roberto Cedeno find the man pointing a pistol at police. Cedeno ended up shooting and killing him. A new report from the Inspector General's office found Cedeno gave no verbal warnings, didn't try to de-escalate, and re-engage the suspect, all in violation of policy. But LMPD is pointing to an older report which exonerated Cedeno. The OIG told WHAS11 that report was not final and contained an administrative error. The office is recommending LMPD create new training on de-escalation. Cedeno no longer works for LMPD and is facing unrelated charges of stalking and tampering with public records.
12 teens in the Taylor Berry neighborhood graduated from a program aimed at cutting down on youth violence while making something beautiful in their community. Those teenagers were part of the 50-50 mentoring collaboration, which partners community leaders with teens in a way to try to help out their neighbors. Those graduates worked on painting trash cans, mowing seniors' lawns, and learned how to make videos, as well as taking a conflict resolution class.
It gets people away from guns and drugs and stuff. It brings a positive effect. It brings smiles on people's faces.
The program came out of an idea from the Taylor Berry Neighborhood Anti-Violence Coalition, which is now going into its third year.
And we are taking your classroom to the skies. The Academy at Shawnee brought high schoolers out to Bowman Field last night to learn about a partnership with Flight Club 502. It'll allow several students from the school's aviation program to get firsthand experience with planes, airfields, and piloting. It was an open house last night. Families got to learn more about the program and its requirements. It's one of many that the Academy says are to come.